Welcome to another session on appreciating poetry. This is on John Donne's poem, Valediction Forbidding Mourning. Title means valediction, separation. Mourning means lamenting over someone's death, expression of grief. So title means a separation that prohibits the expression of grief. The occasion of the poem is a parting. John Donne parting with his wife and Moore. The poem was written in 1611 when John Donne, on a diplomatic mission to France, was planning for a tour with Drury family, leaving his wife in England. For them, or for people in general, parting is a kind of death, a rehearsal of death. Now we will look at the text. It has 9 stanzas with 4 lines each. Here comes the first. Remember, the language which John Donne uses may be slightly different from the present English. So first stanza talks about death of a person with good character. The death of that person will never make any sort of disturbance to the surroundings, or the people around the person will not be able to identify whether the person is dead, because the death will be so smooth, very comfortable for virtuous men. As virtuous men pass mildly away and whisper to their souls to go, while some of their sad friends do say, the breath goes now, and some say no. So even the people nearby or near that virtuous person will not be able to find out whether the person is dead or not. So the first stanza, what John Donne did, concretizes a scene of death, a slow, silent, untheatrical death where the dying man can mildly pass away. A peaceful death implies reconciliation with God. A silent parting would happen only in a state of perfect understanding. So the separation, which is compared to death, is applicable now in the case of John Donne and his wife. Their separation, like the death of a virtuous man, is so smooth, so comfortable. So let us melt and make no noise, no tear floods, nor sigh tempests move. It were profanation of our joys to tell the lady of our love. In the second stanza, we can see, like Petrarch, the stock and seeds of love poems, where floods, tears are compared to floods, sigh compared to tempests. These are hyperbole, exaggerations, one of the features of metaphysical poets. So they are actually melting and making no noise. So their separation, again there comes a comparison. Third stanza. Moving of the earth brings harms and fears. Men reckon what it did and meant. But trepidation of the spheres, though greater far, is innocent. So there are two things are compared. One is the movement of the earth, maybe earthquake, that harms people. People are afraid of that. Whereas the trepidation of the spheres, movement of the heavenly bodies, that never disturbs people. Earthquakes are dreaded, but the oscillations of the heavenly spheres have no such violent consequences. Similarly, Donne says, my moving away shall cause no disturbance to our love. Donne says, the love of the common lovers depends on physical proximity, and senses are the whole substance of their love. So they change as they part. Whereas the love between Donne and his wife is spiritual, platonic. It has nothing to do with the body. It never depends upon the proximity of the lovers. Donne says that their love is ethereal, so even if they are separated, it matters not. But we, by a love so much refined, our love is refined, spiritual, that ourselves know not what it is. Inter-azure of the mind. So they are united by their mind more than their body. Careless eyes, lips and hands to miss. They are not at all worried whether they miss the eyes, lips and hands of the lover. Eyes, lips, hands represent body. So their love is not connected to body. As a result, physical separation never gives any sort of sorrow, or there is no space for expression of sorrow. Distance never reduces the depth of their love also. Our souls therefore which are one, though I must go, endure not yet a breach, but an expansion, like gold to airy thinness beat. So there is a simile used, separation of the lovers, the distance which they experience between them. It is compared to a metal which is made into airy thinness by beating. Their love is so spiritual in quality that when they are physically separated, their love comes to occupy a wider physical space. They are not detached actually. Donne uses an image to establish this. The image of gold beaten to airy thinness. The idea conveyed is not only one of expansion, but also the purification of gold into airy quality and of love into spiritual. So this metal gold is pure, so their love also. That helps these two, the metal as well as their love, to move away, to expand without any break. And here comes one of the finest examples of metaphysical conceits. The handsome, fleshy lovers are compared to a pair of mathematical compasses. If they be two, they are two so, as stiff twin compasses are two. Thy soul, the fixed foot, makes no show to move, but death if the other do. So the two lovers are compared to legs of mathematical compass. The fixed foot is wife who is inside the house, inside the home. The moving leg is dead who is outside the home. And though it in the center sit, yet with the other part death roam. Roaming leg, of course, death. It leans, fixed leg leans and hearkens after it. After it means after the moving leg, and grows erect as that comes home. When the moving leg, after completing its movement, comes back, the fixed foot grows erect. That shows excitement by the wife when husband returns safely. So here we can see the beautiful use of the image of mathematical compass. The image is that of a circle being drawn by the roaming leg when the fixed foot leans and hearkens after the other. And at the end, the two grow erect. They become steady and steadfast only after the completion of circle which is the symbol of perfection. So what helps the moving leg to complete the work perfectly? Of course, the support given by the fixed foot. Or then says, what helps him to perform his works without any error? Of course, the support given by his wife who is inside the home. Such wilt thou be to me, who must, like the other foot, obliquely run. Thy firmness makes my circle just, and make me end where I began. Then seems to suggest that it's a firmness of one foot that makes the other become perfect, even after his wanderings, and make him end where he began, thus making the circle complete. So Dunn tries to communicate the idea that true love always brings lovers back to each other. So in the poem, you can see features of metaphysical poetry. Hyperbole is used, metaphysical conceits, and as a whole, the love is one of spiritual. It is the souls of the lovers that are united. So physical separation never causes any sort of sorrow. So that's why the title says this is a separation that prohibits mourning, expression of sorrow, because even though they are separated physically, they'll be united like the legs of a mathematical compass. Legs are parted, but at the top, these two legs will be always connected. So wherever I move, then says, wherever I move, I will be spiritually connected with you. So there comes no question of separation. So no chance for mourning too. That's all. Thank you.